To get started, we have here 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of ice cold water. We have 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and then 1 egg that we're going to mix with a little bit of water, and that's going to be mostly just so that we can brush the empanadas and give them that nice shiny look on top. We're going to mix flour. Put that in there. Add the salt. We're also going to add the baking powder. Now, what the baking powder is going to do for this is it's going to help with that little bit of the flakiness. It's going to add a little bit of air in between each layer by having a chemical reaction with the ingredients. So the reason why we don't add the water at this point is because we don't want the dough to get wet yet. Okay, at this point, we're going to be adding the wet ingredients. And the reason why I like to make my dough before I make the filling is because I like to allow the dough to rest. If not, you'll have a very elastic dough that'll be tough, almost rubbery, if you don't allow it to rest the proper amount of time. So we're going to start off with this. We're going to add a little bit of water, slowly. Alrighty, and then I like to stop it half the way through and kind of work the edges of the bowl with my cute little spatula, and make sure that everything is getting incorporated like that, and that'll actually help speed up the process as well. Little pieces. Alright, and there you have it. A nice, soft dough. There it is. It's important that you don't overwork your dough. I wouldn't go past a minute or 2. Really, it's not necessary to work it too much. You just want everything to come together. And once it does, as it has, oh, there's the handle. Then you simply turn off the machine. You plastic wrap this guy, and you put it in the fridge and let it chill for a little bit. Next, we're going to work on the filling. For the filling, we're going to start off by roasting off 4 pieces of bacon and 6 pieces of turkey sausage links. After that, while that's cooking, we're going to be putting 6 eggs in a mixing bowl with a half a cup of milk. Okay, so now while we have the bacon cooking and the sausage cooking in the oven, we're going to move on to mixing the eggs. To start off this process, we're just going to crack some eggs into a bowl. Next, we'll add the half cup of milk. Set that aside again. Clean off our station. Nobody likes a messy station. Just break the yolks because that's part of the fun of whipping eggs. And then just give it a nice little mix. Okay, now that we have this all mixed up, we're going to cook the eggs. And here we have it. The bacon and the sausage has been roasted. This is the color that we're looking for. We want a nice golden brown piece of bacon and nice golden brown sausage links. Okay, and now once the fat is nice and hot, we add our eggs. Here we go. Once you've added the eggs, you want to frequently stir this up. Make sure that nothing gets stuck at the bottom. Make sure that you cook the eggs, but don't overcook them because you are going to be cooking them again when they're in the empanadas already and when you roast them. Okay, at this point, because we're making 2 different kinds of empanadas, we're going to split the mix. Half goes right here. Get all that cheesy goodness. And the other half goes right here. And voila. Okay, now that we've allowed our bacon to rest a little bit and our sausage, we're going to go ahead and cut the bacon. Once you've cut the bacon, next we cut the sausage. And we just set this pretty little plate aside. And we cut the sausage. Okay, now that we've par-cooked the eggs and cheese, we're just going to add the bacon to one and the sausage to the other one. And then we're going to mix. At this point, you can add more cheese. I mean, if that's not enough sausage, you can add more sausage. You can add bacon and have a sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese empanada. Okay, now that we have our filling done and we've allowed our dough to rest in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes, we're going to roll out the dough. To do that, we're going to simply dust the board a little bit. Just do something like that, and then spread it around. Spread it around. Then we're going to pull out the dough. You're going to chill right here, buddy. Okay, put this guy aside, and then we're just going to do something like this, and then dust some more, get some more. Now, we're not necessarily wanting to add more flour, but the reason why we do this, so the rolling pin doesn't get stuck. And let's start rolling out the dough. It's oval shaped, or it looks like an egg. So what we're going to do, so that it doesn't come off the board, turn it. And then we're going to go like this. Perfect. So all you do is you choose a corner, and then you press and you twist. Alrighty. There's one round. Set that guy aside and do that a couple more times. We can get one more. Okay. Oh no. Nope, we got it. At this point, you have a lot of dough. One of the things that you can do is you can roll it back up. Make a ball. Kind of tuck it in. Tuck in. And then you see how it's kind of elastic? If you really wanted to make more, just put it inside of this guy right here that we used to cut them out. Put some plastic wrap, put it in the fridge. Same thing, let it rest for about 30 minutes and then you have more dough that you can use. Okay, and at this point we have the mix. We can very easily just add about a little bit more than a tablespoon per. At this point we're going to fold our empanadas. The way we're going to do that, you go like this, and then you fold. And then you're going to pinch the edges. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. I mean, that's an empanada. We set this guy aside. We do the same thing with this one. We get the filling inside, and then pinch the edges. Pinch the edges. And we're going to pinch the edges. If you get a little hole like this right here, that's okay, because we're going to put holes on top of it anyway. Okay, and these guys we're going to put facing this direction. That way we don't mix up the sausage and the bacon empanadas. Alrighty, and at this point, we're going to finish off our empanadas. So these were the sausage ones. I'm just going to do this with a fork. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then just double make sure that all of your doughs are 3 hole punched at the top with your fork. Now the importance of doing this, putting these 3 little holes, isn't just because it looks cute, although it does look pretty cute, but it's also to release steam. If you have steam inside of the empanada, it's going to bubble up and then it's going to shoot out the product from one side, and you don't want that. Next we're going to work on the bacon, egg, and cheese empanadas. Now so that we can distinguish them, you can do something like this. A little pinch. And you just pull, pull, and pull. And you turn it on itself, give it a little pinch. Turn it on itself, give it a little pinch. Let's get this corner too. Boom. That's a different way of making empanada. And at this point, we fork these as well. Make sure that there's a release of pressure when they're cooking. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go. To make the egg wash, just do this. Okay, let's throw this egg shell away. Let's get a touch of water. It's perfect. Okay, and if you don't have a brush, that's alright. Just grab the fork and do this. Okay, once that's done, if you have a brush, you don't have to do this part because you've already brushed it in with the brush. But if you don't have a brush, then you just do this. Just a little bit of egg. And then wash your hands after. And we're done. Almost. All we gotta do now is pop these guys in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven. I recommend checking them after 15 to 20 minutes. If they're not ready at that point, pop them in for another 10 minutes. If they're not ready at that point, pop them in for an additional 5 to 10 minutes. Really what we're looking for is a flaky golden brown crust. You know what an empanada looks like. Use your own judgment. I'm going to show you what the finished product looks like so that way we can gauge it together and we can enjoy some delicious empanadas. And here we have them, our delicious breakfast empanadas. See you guys next time.